Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a part 2 video for the manifestation video I did yesterday. So if you didn't watch that one, I would go back and watch it first, and I believe it's called How to Manifest Anything. So I was thinking about the video and I realized that I left out a huge part of manifestation, and it is how to keep the manifestation once it comes into your experience, because this is a massive part of it. So we all have heard about lottery winners who won the lottery and then they ended up bankrupt in a few years. And that actually happens a lot. Most lottery winners, in fact, do not retain their winnings. So it's kind of a big thing. Now, you might not do something like win a lottery or plan to. You might just have smaller manifestations in mind. Maybe you're trying to manifest a partnership or a new job or success in your business. Maybe it's not like grandiose, but you still have to become the person who is accustomed to having that thing in your life. So I explained yesterday that manifestation is really you just moving into a new version of reality where you're already experiencing the thing that you want. So we'll just take an example. Let's say you want to manifest a perfect partnership with somebody. And like I said in the video yesterday, it doesn't matter who, you're just focusing on how you feel in the partnership, right? So the first thing you're going to notice, the first threshold of manifestation is emotional. So you're going to start to feel more and more and more like you are relaxed, happy, calm, you're receptive maybe, or if you're like the more masculine energy person, you're giving openly and freely to people. Your heart is going to be open. It's going to be to everyone. It's not just going to be to like select people generally, or people that trigger you, you're just kind of moving away from, they're not in your life. You're just happier, more open. So as you start to notice, acknowledge the fact that, oh my gosh, I'm feeling a lot different day to day now. Like I really am, without even having to work on it or like intentionally raise my emotional level. I'm just sort of feeling that way. That is the first threshold. And honestly, that's like 90% of the work, because right around the same time, you're going to start to have little manifestations come in. So that's going to be like, maybe you go on a date and it was really nice. You know, you didn't like get engaged or anything, but it was really nice. Maybe you have some interactions with people of the opposite sex now, like every day, that are just really enjoyable and pleasurable, and they're just like light and happy, and they make you feel good. These are huge. You have to be able to acknowledge these as the manifestations coming in. This isn't like the small stuff while you're waiting for the big thing. This is how it works. So it's important to allow yourself to be like, I am a person who has these all the time. This is what you have to do concurrently while you're manifesting. You have to remember, this is who I am now. This isn't a one-shot deal. This isn't me about to get something, going somewhere. This is the new me. So some people refer to this as a upper limit problem if you can't do this. And I think that's what Gay Hendricks calls it in The Big Leap. And then I have an old coach who calls it a container problem. So sometimes what happens is you start to have these manifestations, like dates that are going well, maybe even a relationship that's starting to progress. You cannot hold yourself in the new reality as the person who naturally has this. And so what happens is you start to sabotage it. So either you will not be able to sustain that particular thing that you're trying to attract, and you will like move away from it, or something else in your life will go wrong. So maybe you start and enter into this great relationship, but then you have like a huge blow up with a family member, right? Or your best friend is like falling apart in her marriage and you have to be there for her. So this is where the addiction to suffering comes into play. And I talk about that in the last video. But essentially, you have to become the new person. You have to really open up and be like, this is the new me. I am no longer the person that will choose to be pulled into negative energy by sabotaging the relationship, picking fights over nothing. Like, you have to be able to zoom out and have perspective, because what happens is it's unconscious. So you'll just automatically like start to feel anxious, and you'll really focus in on this problem that, I don't know, your sister is having. And it's gonna pull your energy away from this beautiful new relationship. You're gonna start to sabotage it because you're choosing something that's painful. Or it could be anything. You have to have the cognizance to be like, wait a minute, why am I doing this when everything's going right? All right, so this is a huge part of it. And unfortunately, it's really challenging when you're stuck, when you're like focused in, like with a microscope on a problem that it's not really a problem. Like, we've all done this. Let's say you're trying to manifest more abundance in your life, more money revenues, so that it's not just coming in from maybe your 9 to 5. And all of a sudden you got a $5,000 check from maybe an investment you forgot about, or an inheritance, or a tax refund, or something that you weren't expecting. Huge positive manifestation, right? What will happen is if you're not like, okay, I'm a person who has money that comes in from other than my job. It comes in from different sources. This is just the way it is. You have to get comfortable with that. If you don't, what will happen is suddenly you'll have a huge car repair, or the furnace will need replacing, or you'll get into a huge fight with your spouse because they spent some money, like a bunch of money, on something you didn't have a conversation about. Or maybe a family member will have like a crisis and you will feel obliged to help out. Like, somehow you'll get rid of that money unless you become the person. So this is how you do it. You're gonna have small little sort of tests along the way, right? So you're gonna have people who try and pull your energy away, back into the old you. Try and get you to, they're not doing this on purpose, by the way. Trying to get you to have feelings of strife, having to make effort, struggle, negative things. You have to ask yourself, what is the new me? How does that person react to this? The new you is not going to care about negative stuff. Like, you're going to brush it off. So you have to do that. You have to be able to not go into that crisis survival mode. This is the biggest challenge, really, because when your brain gets you into fight or flight, you have to be able to be like, oh, I see what's happening. Okay, I can relax. This isn't a big deal. The new me wouldn't care about a $500 expense if I get $5,000, maybe, I don't know, once every few months. It just comes to me, or maybe once a month, whatever you decide is okay for you. Like, you have to put it into the perspective of the new you. So I hope that this clears up some stuff, because I wanted to give a full picture of manifestation, which is really just changing your reality intentionally. And that's a huge part of it. Like, the new you will react differently to things than the old you, because the new you is not choosing suffering. I hope that helps some of you. I love you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.